Hello and welcome back once again. Alfred here for another podcast, and hope you guys been well. Hope you guys been taking care of your body, your mind, and your essence. Today being the last day of Ramadan, I hope all my Muslim brothers have been fasting, and I hope you had a very good fast at that, and looking forward for the coming Eid holiday. With that said, let's go straight to today's topic, which is why isolation is good. Today I'll be speaking on the reason for why isolation. You isolate yourself from certain people or from certain things. This basically does not really mean to be something that is permanent, but basically it's to recompose yourself, find yourself, and see what you can do going forward as you search your purpose and try to get to the best version of yourself as you try and evolve. So basically, isolation, some people may think it's something that should not be undertaken, but in my opinion, isolation, of course, time to time, depending on how much time you need to work on yourself, to really work on your own purpose. So isolation at that matter would be very good. So with no further ado, let's start with the first point that I have here is the fact that once you isolate yourself, you're better. You'll be better off doing this because you now be able to really better see or forge your path. You see, when we're not isolated, we have so much outside influence, and usually these influences will derail us from forging our own path, and we tend to be influenced by the people we look up to or admire. So once you isolate yourself, you're better placed at really forging your path forward, seeing what is ahead of you, and what you'd like to be, rather what you'd like to guide you forward, and not just outside influences or outside noises, because we tend to listen to too much information these days, and so this usually confuses us or keeps us in a place that of confusion, where we are unable to really decide on what path we would like to take. But if we isolate ourselves, we're better able to know exactly what or how we can move on our own and on our own accord, so that the journey is better suited for us, and it's tailor-made for us, by us. Isolation or isolating yourself also means that you really are not afraid to be alone. One thing I've seen is that many people are afraid to be alone. They are scared, thinking that loneliness will eat them up. Obviously, if you have nothing going on for you, you have no purpose, no plan, no strategy, or you do not intend to evolve to the best version of yourself, then you'll always want to be close to people, because you find that takes your thoughts thoughts or your mind away from most of the problems that you have, or what are the things that actually are supposed to keep you productive. But once you isolate yourself, you are no longer afraid of these things. These things become easy. These things becomes part of you. So isolating yourself means that you are embracing the things that are supposed to be done, the productive things that you're supposed to initiate become easier, because now you have no distraction and you do not feel a sense of loneliness. You are alone though, but it's not the sense of loneliness, but rather a sense of being alone with your own thoughts, with your own being. And so this can even help you much more adjust into evolving into the best version of yourself. So here we can see that it means that once you isolate yourself, rather, it's something that will help you gather your thoughts, get to know yourself better. And this is one thing that is very important, because if you're always with the crowd or always with people, it's very hard knowing what, or maybe I can put it this way, it's harder to separate your own thoughts from other people's thoughts. Your own essence will be drowned, your own thinking, your own ideas mostly will be drowned, because you're always with people probably who are suggesting things for you or to you, or they are always giving you advice that usually not even helpful, nor pertain to your path or your journey or your purpose. So isolating yourself from these people or from situations like this usually we give you much more clearer thought pattern, that you have a clearer, much more self awareness, because now you'll be alone with your own thoughts. The struggle will be there for you to really try and filter out the good and the bad of the thoughts that you're having. But at the end, if you struggle enough, then you'll be left with your own way of thinking, your own clarity, and this will even help you further evolve into the best version of yourself, into the God self. Now, isolating yourself also means that you are ready to renew. It's a sort of a reincarnation of you. It is it's like a snake that sheds its old skin and is ready to be anew. So when you isolate yourself, you go out there and work on yourself alone, or with a mentor, or just working with a few people away from the crowd and away from the population. You'll find that a lot of the times you're better able to really adapt to new situations or hard situations, because now you've figured out where and what is probably keeping you from achieving what you have set out to do or what you want to do. And at this time, then you'll be stronger, you'll be much more thoughtful, you'll be better suited to do your work, because as anybody can put it, people who work on themselves try and gain the knowledge of self, try and get relevant information to move forward. You will find that a lot of the times it becomes easier, because what you're doing is calling on the true self. the evolved you are evolving into the true self. And isolation means that you are forced to do this because you cannot ignore it. It won't be easy to ignore such a thing. It's there, and you have to work on yourself in order to see the best version of yourself, or what I call the God version of you. So isolation will help on this, and it will accelerate this effort. Now, if you find yourself going back to the old lifestyle, you keep going back to the old friends that you know are not good for you, or probably are stopping you from evolving somehow, hindering your process, then there probably is still a lot to learn. You're still in that environment to learn more about yourself, to learn more about your environment, and thus you still have to work on yourself more, because remember, we are at a place that we're trying to evolve into a new us, which means we should have a new way of thinking, a new whole mindset. Now, you cannot stick with the same people that you been with or you grew up with, thinking that you'll now all of a sudden think differently. Now, not to say that you can't hang around them once in a while, meet up, just for old time's sake, but you cannot be with them as the time you were maybe in high school. You guys used to hang around together, or in college, university. Now you need that, you need that isolation, so you can now be your own person, your own God self, your own version of your excellence. So separating or isolating yourself will give you that much more clarity to who and to what will be best for you at that moment. Isolating yourself also gives you the time for you to hone your skills, to really work on the talents that you have been born with, your gifts. Once you really isolate yourself and take it to task to work on whatever you feel that is your passion or is your gift, it becomes easy to do it and to really be able to work on it, because you are alone. You usually alone, or you're probably with a mentor, but you are facing yourself. You are face to face with your what I can say, your dragons, or maybe your demons, the things that are stopping you from within. And so this way you are able to tackle them, and once you're able to tackle these constrictions, then what will happen is that you become better at what your passion is, what you do, because now you already know what is stopping you. You know what you're supposed to do, and because you are alone on this, you have no one else to blame. You cannot now say that my friend did this, I had to go out with so and so I couldn't work on myself. I had to hang out with my parents, I don't know, or whoever you usually make excuses with. But being isolated, being alone, means that now at least you know what are your vices, what is stopping you, what is really the thing that you're supposed to work on, and this becomes easier once you have some sort of light. And in the same note, also you really get to know yourself. Isolating yourself gives you that opportunity to know yourself, and as one of my favorite creed goes, know thyself. Now, knowing thyself is something very important, because now once you know yourself, you know exactly how to place yourself within society, how you can now work together with society. Now, remember, when I'm talking about isolating yourself, this is purely for you to work on yourself so that the best version or the God version of you comes out, and so you are better able to know how to serve the rest of the world around you, or just to work on your craft, your talents, the gifts that you have, so that they can able to help others. So this is the whole point of isolating yourself. And I'm not talking about going out into the mountains like the monks. Everyone has their purpose, but you and me, we don't go out there to them like the monks and then isolate ourselves completely and devote ourselves to nature or anything like that, unless that's your forte. But if you're still grinding, you still want to serve, you're best off isolating yourself and then coming back to society and giving out your gifts. This is a form of love that we should share, and not just isolate ourselves and be alone most of the times. This is not what I'm actually talking about. Basically, this is to help you morph or evolve into the best version of you, the God version. And isolating yourself is not something bad, as a lot of people would put it, but it's just something you do for a while. It's more like a sabbatical, some people may take. It's more just like a fast, where you go out there so you can get to know your inner self, whether you're searching for inner peace, you're searching for your purpose, you're searching for your gifts, you're searching for your the thing that will help you better adjust. Isolation, or probably isolating yourself from society or certain people, will definitely help on this. And it's not a bad thing, as long as you're working towards something, towards your purpose, then it will be all good. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. I hope this has been good, being the first of May, and the first Sunday of May, and I hope this will be coming out the very same day I record this. However, it's been me, Alfred, and guys, have a wonderful rest of the month of May, full of blessings, full of self-awareness, and hope I'll see you soon or hear from you soon. And peace to the gods.